Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second episode of J&L Not So Sports Show. WandaVision, episode 1 and 2 just came out last night. I watched it this morning. Did anyone stay up for it?
I did. I'm not doing it again. I was exhausted.
And there was 2 episodes that you stayed up for.
Yeah, but they weren't as long as I was expecting, which was good.
Yeah,
the first one was like 22 minutes, and then the second one was like 30.
Yeah, no, I didn't stay up for them. I decided to just wait in the morning. You also, Isaac, waited?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Good call.
Yeah, I'm going to do that from now on.
You might as well. But they were great. I absolutely loved the show. I love the direction it's going, and I think it's fantastic. Even, like, as a Marvel fan, were we all like, what the hell is going on right now?
Yeah.
What was your like initial reaction to like the first episode? The first episode is they see like the calendar, and it's about he has to set up Vision has to set up a dinner for his boss or whatever. So that's the first one. We'll go over that one first. So what do you think?
Yeah, the first it was definitely just like an old sitcom.
Yeah, the first episode was like entirely
pretty much just like it,
except at the end when like the dude is choking.
Yeah, correct.
And it's just like awkward silence of Vision and Wanda just staring at each other.
Yeah. So what I originally thought this was going to be is that this was going to be linked to. What is his nuts?
Nightmare.
Yeah, Nightmare. I thought it was going to be linked to him.
You keep forgetting his name.
Correct. I thought it was going to be linked to him because the speculation is that Nightmare is linked to the Doctor Strange movie, and they said this was going to go hand in hand. Now I'm thinking it is, this whole thing is Wanda's imagination. Yeah. Or she created her own reality, basically, of it. A perfect reality where her and Vision live happily. And you know, yeah exactly.
He's dead.
But I think that neighbor character is a very important character. I think she's manipulating things.
Definitely.
Because at the start of the second episode, she says something about the kids. She implies that she's going to have children. Yeah. And then the whole episode, there's like the For the Children chants. And then
basically like not directly putting it into Wanda's head.
Correct. And then because this is a world in Wanda's head, then... she now has children.
Influences her. Yeah.
Correct. So I think she's a very important character. The symbols on the end of the first episode, there was a symbol, and the person watching the TV, the sword. Mm-hmm. They're a kind of like the shield of outer space. Basically.
Yeah, I think we saw like a glimpse of that at the end of Captain Marvel when Nick Fury was
with the. Scrolls or what are they?
Scrolls, yeah. And he
correct.
was on that big ship on like his like vacation spot.
Yeah, and I think it's setting up invasion.
Yeah,
secret invasion. But the first episode, I mean, it was good. It was funny. I thought it was hysterical. All the references of like Vision being a machine, and he's like, I don't have or do you have any skeletons in your closet? And Vision goes, I don't have a skeleton. Yeah. Like that was like great. I thought that was funny. Big fan of the whole just atmosphere of it.
Yeah. Also, Wanda saying when she broke the plate on his head, my husband's indestructible head.
Yeah,
and
correct.
Just quick flashback to his head getting oofed by Thanos.
Correct.
Clearly not indestructible.
But I mean, also just between episode 1 and 2. The hairstyles are different, the clothes are different, especially at the end of episode 2 where we get to see everything in color. It doesn't look like this 50s, 60s era that it did in the first episode.
Well, yeah,
I think
that was the point.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think time is moving.
It's so good to say it.
Yeah, it's still a good thing. I think time is moving. Because especially in the trailers, like there's moments where like their clothes are very 90s or 80s.
They said that they'd go through different eras of sitcoms.
Yeah.
Like 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s.
And then probably 80s. Once they get to the present is when we'll get reveals.
I think this is going to be great. I'm very excited for it. I think it was a fantastic 2 episodes.
Yeah.
I really was like blown away with how good it was.
The Beekeeper dude that just came out of the manhole while they're out on the street.
That was just weird.
Yeah, it was at the end of episode 2.
Like, what the
And then she just says no.
Yeah, and you can tell she rewinds it and is like, this is not going to happen. Yeah. Instead, I'm going to have, what has been reminded to me, children, so I'll do that instead. Just something in her head to keep it. I guess there's going to be like a devil character that's teased about it.
Yeah.
Her neighbor, I think, is very important. I think she's a witch. Or what I learned from this video, I was just watching that, I think she's a witch.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, she seems very important.
Yeah.
And it's true that when in the second episode when she picks up the red helicopter, she like stops her. You know what I mean? Like she's the one that's there to scare her. And yeah, it's really cool. The character, the radio in the second one, yelling, Wanda.
Oh, yeah.
Who did this to you, Wanda? See, that's the type of shit that makes me think there's someone else involved other than just her own reality.
It seems like very much like a lucid dream almost.
Yeah. Correct.
But like she can kind of hear outside voices a little bit, but
only through
she's so deep in that dream that it seems like it's within.
It's like if you ever have a dream and like someone's waking you up in real life,
yeah,
like the person in your dream will start talking like that, so maybe there's a radio placed in her mind just because she knows someone else is talking.
Yeah, and then I forget if the other girl's name is Lottie or Dottie.
Dottie.
Okay, Dottie. Yeah, I think she's definitely trying to manipulate stuff too. I feel like she might have a clue of what that was because she like kind of shattered that glass.
She kind of like broke. It was weird. I don't know if
it was hard to tell if it was purposely or if it was
I think it's one of those things like they said, or it looks like because we got to think that this is Wanda's mind, right?
Yeah.
So Wanda and their Vision's boss was asking a lot of questions.
Mr. Hart.
Yeah, Mr. Hart was asking a lot of questions. And Wanda got like a little nervous that they were asking all these questions because she didn't know. So this is someone questioning her reality that she's made. So she almost on accident, like subconsciously just makes him choke to get him to stop talking. And then she breaks it and she's like, Vision, you have to save him so he doesn't choke. And then I think it's kind of the same thing like that, like how she breaks the glass. I think it's Wanda like, I need to get out of this situation because her and Wanda were not getting along. Like they were.
No, not at all.
So I think it was kind of one of those where she also may have broken the glass to get away from it. But I mean, all in all, I think the episode's fantastic. Very excited for the rest of the show.
Yeah. Vision with the magic show when he's like,
oh my god, with the gum, dude,
the gum in his
fantastic, absolutely hilarious, and Wanda trying her hardest to not expose what they are because she knows that her reality will start being questioned again. I think it's a show that's going to go super deep. I think there's going to be a lot of hidden things in the next coming episodes.
Yeah, well, there's 9 total episodes.
That's a lot,
and it broke the record for budget per episode. I think it's like $25 million.
That's insane. And so I assume they're going to do 1 episode a week. I'm glad they did 2 this week. Yeah, just so that the first one was more of just an introductory, like.
Yeah, because if it was just the first one, I think they'd lose a lot of viewership.
I agree. Not that the first one was bad.
No,
I really did like the first one, but I think
it just didn't really get into the story that much.
Yeah, I agree. I think leaving it on 2 was the way to go, and I think they did the right thing. Other than that, fucking incredible. Anyone else got anything to say? But like, did you guys enjoy it?
It was great.
Happen?
I saw something. It's like. There's a comment about some review about it being like almost like a horror movie in disguise.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which, because there's definitely like the moment when Mr. Hart is choking, the beekeeper dude just popping out of the fucking manhole in the street, and then the radio just like saying Wanda.
Correct, I agree. Well, that's why, like I said, it's gonna link to Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is about. It is going to be a horror movie.
This links. Yeah, this, Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man 3 are all, like,
together.
Very closely linked together. Speaking of Spider-Man 3, reportedly, I don't know if this is true or not, because Charlie Cox, he played Daredevil in the Netflix series, was very good. I enjoyed it. I think it was probably the best Netflix series of the 6 they did, because they did Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, then they did The Defenders, and they also did The Punisher. The Punisher was really good.
Yeah.
I hope they bring that back. I hope they bring Daredevil and The Punisher back. But supposedly, I think comicbook.com reported this. Charlie Cox wrapped filming on Spider-Man 3 today. But it hasn't been confirmed that he's a part of the film yet.
Yeah.
It's only rumored.
This is something that has been, when the first one, or when the last movie came out, when Spider-Man, the end credit is Spider-Man getting revealed as him being Peter Parker.
Yeah.
One of the first things that happens is like, or the first theory that came out in fans is that Daredevil's going to be his lawyer.
Yeah,
like that was like the first.
His lawyer and defend him. Yeah, which I think would be fantastic. I think Charlie Cox did a fantastic job as Daredevil, 1,000 times better than Ben Affleck's Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean, correct. We got any Star Wars news? I know, not much, but.
Yeah, I told you about 3 things. I guess I can mention them. So, Kevin Feige had an interview and he said that after his movie, he's not going to be involved with Star Wars, which people are still questioning, but the guy that interviewed him said that he's been interviewing him for years and he hasn't lied once. So it seems pretty reliable, but you never really know for sure.
Feige is also pretty busy with
I
the
was just
Marvel
about to say,
Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
So
I'm sure he'll do great with his
He's
movie.
the head of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, was one of the biggest universes out there.
Correct.
Yeah.
It is one of the first.
It's actually the biggest.
It
right
has
now
killed.
because
Well,
it
it's
has
killed the idea of trilogies. Like trilogies won't exist anymore. Now universes will exist. I think going forward. But yeah, that's there. What else do we have? Lucasfilms or LucasArts
And Ubisoft.
Yeah, so
they're teaming up for an open world Star Wars game.
Correct. So Lucasfilms announced that they're stepping away from the whole EA only contract.
Mm-hmm.
So EA will still create a game. I'm sure they're going to make Battlefront 3 and Jedi Fallen Order 2, I assume. But other than that, they want to start moving on towards other inventors, which hopefully will lead to the 2 games I used to play when I was a kid.
Old Republic?
Yes, and Old Republic 3. That's what I think people are hoping that it'll come
That'd be
to.
pretty great.
That would be great.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I started replaying Fallen Order the other day. It's a great game.
It is great.
It's fantastic.
It is a great game. Enjoy it.
I think the only thing with it is there's really nothing to do besides the main story.
Yeah.
Like, I think in the next one, if they add more, like, side mission type things, I think that'd be cool, because once you finish the story, it's
nothing much.
You can't really do anything.
I just
explore.
finished Clone Wars again because I'm watching the entire Star Wars stuff in order. I'm on Rebels now. I just finished Solo.
I'm on season 4. It's a good season, but it starts off. They made an odd choice with the start. So the first episode is the start of the Civil War between the Mon Calamari and the Quarren.
Yep.
Not a bad episode. But then the next 5 episodes, you got 3 with Jar Jar.
Yeah, yep.
And then 2 with C-3PO and R2-D2.
Yeah, and that's a bad thing?
There were remember the droid episodes? It's like 5. Oh, I forgot what season they're in.
I think season 5.
Yeah. Worst. I hate them. I
hate
those
crazy
episodes
about
so
that?
much.
There was some interview that Dave Filoni did. I have no idea when. I'm assuming it was like a couple of years ago. But someone asked him to like pick his favorite, like, what do you call it? What of episodes? Arc. Favorite arc that he did. And he couldn't really pick one, so he chose the droid one.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'm
That's
like,
wild.
I'm about to start the Umbara arc.
Mm-hmm.
Great setup.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
I just
sad.
Every time I watch
Very
the last 3
aggravating.
episodes, I mean, it's a movie. They're fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
They're great. But I think that's it. Are we good? You say anything else?
What I would like for a Star Wars game is like a Call of Duty kind of, but like Star Wars version.
Yeah.
Like get into like
the original Battlefront.
Like get deep into like the war part. Like not even like a Battlefront, like serious like war type game.
Oh, you mean
or even like a show? Like
Yeah.
get like remember in Solo the scene where they're like on the battlefronts and it's like like something like that would be cool.
We could be getting that with
Like we
where
could
the Mandalorian story is going.
Yeah.
like
I
I
could get a
thing eventually.
Mandalorian Civil War.
I think I said I don't know if I said this on the first time we did this or if I said it off the record. But just, like you could literally do any genre of movie or show or game within the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, it's just so big. Easily.
You can
And we're seeing that with Marvel kind of take gambles as well, throwing in a little bit of a comedy, and then we're going to get a horror movie. You know, like when you have these universes, take the gamble, and I think Star Wars is a great example of doing it.
Why not? Then there's one more thing.
Yeah.
They did. Well, I think a lot of people already heard that ObiWan had some. Well, not ObiWan. Ewan McGregor had some screen tests for ObiWan on the set of The Mandalorian. And now there's a bunch of reports that Tamora Morrison had some for Captain Rex. So he could be pretty
Rex
much
can
in
be
anything.
Yeah,
he could
that
be
character can be in
absolutely anything
Yeah.
that takes place in that.
He could
time
be in the
period.
Kenobi show at some point. He can be in
as, like,
Ahsoka.
flashback, he can be in Ahsoka. Yeah, you could.
Could be in multiple.
Correct. There's not one thing that I would say like, oh, that's what Rex is in. You know what I mean? Like, there's
not
that.
really any limits to it.
I'm so excited for the Kenobi series.
Me too.
It's gonna be so good. When is this? Is it supposed to come out?
2022.
That's so far, bro. What
That
the
and
hell?
Andor are the biggest ones in 2022. Yeah. New ones.
All right, guys. I think that's the end of the show. I think we covered just about everything that has happened in the past week.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll probably be back next week with another WandaVision talk. I'm sure if the episode's great, we'll do it again. I'm very excited for the future of WandaVision and Marvel moving forward. And yeah, I think thank you guys for joining us. We're going to go record our actual podcast, which you can check out at jnlsportsshow.com. This is our side podcast that we just do exclusively to YouTube. Almost forgot because I'm not a YouTuber. Like, subscribe.
Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe.
Correct. We got to figure out some way to
Click
outro
that bell so you never miss a notification from us.
Correct. Do that. Thank you.
All that.
And yeah, so I guess we'll probably try to see you guys next week.